This is a message from your guides reading for Sirius business. Okay, so I have 3 crystals here. I'm going to use my malachite to surround us in protective space for the reading. Okay, so malachite here is for grounding. It's also really good for psychic protection as well. Then I have here my purple fluorite. This is a group stone, I'm pretty sure. So purple fluorite also has to do with psychic protection as well as psychic abilities and mentally focusing. And in your case, mentally focusing on what you want. And also closing yourself off to things that you could be absorbing from others. Then I have my rose quartz. So this is a heart chakra stone, and it's very healing for relationships. It's also healing for your own relationship with yourself. It's very peaceful, so it brings a very peaceful, healing, loving, tranquil kind of energy. And it helps to heal your heart chakra. Okay, so there's 2 things that your guides are already mentioning. So with the rose quartz, there's this feeling coming up almost of being unwanted. So we can have this feeling of being unwanted and this kind of unworthy kind of feeling when we don't really know our place in the world, we don't understand where we fit. Or as well, when others around us seem to find their place in a sense, they seem to fit, they seem to know how they fit, or even how they fit with other people, and we feel like we don't fit in, but at the same time we're observing them fitting in. So when that is there, then we can also have this unwanted type of feeling, this unworthy type of feeling. But your guides are saying that you are here observing other people, and you do come from somewhere else. So that's always going to be there, but it doesn't have to make you feel unworthy. And it doesn't have to bother you to not fit in or to not be like everybody else. It's not something to feel ashamed about or to feel almost secondary in a sense. You know, you are a Sirian starseed. That's definitely something that you so resonate with, and that has really helped you when you've come to know that truth about yourself. And understand that the core of you resonates with water and resonates with whales and different creatures, dolphins, whales, different creatures in the sea. I feel like turtles too. That's sometimes, I think that may have come up with you before as well. I don't know if I've ever said that or not. Like those big sea turtles. Turtles a lot of times have to do with slowing down, coming to our center, not going too fast, not rushing. So also being in allowance, being in peace, kind of going with the flow. At the same time, because of how slowly they move, at the same time as they can say go with the flow, especially a sea turtle in a sense, because it's just kind of riding the waves in a sense. But with turtles, also because of how slow they go, especially if you think kind of a land turtle, they can also represent the opposite. They can also represent resisting changes or resisting things when they don't serve us. So there is a time when you should be resistant to an energy that's coming towards you. You should resist something that really doesn't resonate with the core of you. You should resist with a message coming towards you, maybe from others, or it doesn't even have to be necessarily from a source outside of you. It could come from, still in a sense, a source outside of you, but it could come from your own beliefs and thought forms that you don't resonate with, but that you have agreed with. So there's that balance there that they're saying that you need to find, and also that you are finding, but it's this balance of letting go and surrendering and being still on the one hand, and then on the other hand, though, resisting certain messages that are not for you and that are not helpful at all. But your guides keep talking about being calm. That's something about turtles as well. They're slow-paced. They're patient. Whales, too. There's this calm that they bring, and really in a sense that a lot of animals bring. Animals have the ability, they can have a predatory nature, they can go after something, they can charge forward when that's what's necessary, but they can also cool off and just completely relax and go into a zen state, like how animals can just lay there for hours and hours of time and they don't really seem to get bored doing absolutely nothing. So I think that they're meditating. That's what your guides are saying. There's a feeling like from your guides, like they must be meditating. Because they're doing something right. They're definitely doing something right with that. They don't need gadgets. They don't need all these things to distract them from their inner emotions, so they can actually reflect on themselves and who they are. And that's why they tend to be pretty peaceful. Now, if it's necessary for them to defend themselves, if it's necessary for them to respond to a situation, or even like your guys were saying a minute ago, to even have a predatory response, to have a survival instinct, that's something that's necessary as well. So, but there's this balance. It's not like they're going out hunting with a gun, like some humans would do for the excitement of killing something, which makes absolutely no sense. No, they're doing this in an instinctual way. It's like a survival mechanism that they need. So the point your guides are making is that they really, really listen to themselves. They're very in tune with themselves. But how do they do that? It just has to do with all the time that they spend by themselves and with themselves, not with a gadget or anything else. They're just spending so much time being motionless, being still in their thoughts, being still in their heart center. And that's really the message, especially for this reading. Even though some other things have come through, I feel like that's really most primarily, especially what your guides would want to get across for this reading. As you become still, then nothing can really shake you. Then messages don't bother you. Then you can let them go rather than agreeing with them or taking them into your auric field. Then you can close off to them. You can close off to those messages, but at the same time still remain open. Because you're still. So if you're still, you're non-reactive, but you can still react when it's necessary. So that's a little different. It's not a triggered reaction. It's not just this sudden emotional charge that you're feeling because of something negative that somebody did or somebody said to you. It's a response that needs to be there. But also sometimes feeling a resistance to a negative message, like they said, though, is a good thing, and that needs to be there. That kind of defense mechanism, in a sense, needs to be there. It doesn't mean that you defend yourself in some outward way, but it means that inwardly you respect yourself and you don't agree with it. You close off to it. Okay, so that is all that your guides have to say for this reading. So thank you very much, Sirius Business, for allowing me to do another one for you. I truly hope, as always, that this benefits you.